Hi there, welcome to Careertrotter's video on how to write a CV. First things first, when writing a CV, read the job description, read the job spec. Here at Careertrotter we have it on our websites, readily available for you to read through. So in this case, we're looking for French speakers with customer service experience. You need to have a near native French, good English, excellent communication skills written, and 6 to 12 months customer service experience. And also that you have customer focus, good with customers with Microsoft Office. So what I've done, I've opened up a Google Doc, and first things first, I'm going to write first and last name of our candidates. The candidate's name in this case is Henry Custard. Yes, I couldn't find any, if I'm going to be honest with you, my creativity on finding actually a name was very low at this point in time, so therefore I just decided to use Henry Custard. First thing I saw was a custard and then Henry, so okay. Next up, we're gonna write our contact details. So we start with our email, henry_custard@gmail.com. Then we're adding a phone number. The phone number is very important because this is how us recruiters actually can reach out to you and have a discussion with you to help you find your new job. If you have a Skype ID, please feel free to put it in the CV. It makes it so much more easier in case we need it for later time. So, now that we've done that, we're going to start on the very important part. We're going to start by writing up our work experience. Yay! So, but before we do that, a lot of people are actually talking about their objectives. Objectives are fine to add in your CV, but keep them short and sweet and to the point. I would like to see maybe 2 or 3 lines on what your objective is. In Henry Custard's case, is to find a stable work environment where he can utilize his excellent communication skills in French and in English. That's perfect. That's straight to the point. I understand straight away what he wants. Now I'm writing up the work experience. So I'm using a subheader. Subheaders are good because they break up your CV and help us find the most relevant things. When writing off any type of experience or anything, you have to start with your latest experience, working to your first experience. You have to work in reverse order. So in this case, we're starting from the 1st of January 2016 to the 22nd of October 2018. That's actually today's date if you wanted to know. In this case, we're writing up that Henry Hare was a customer service advisor for Apple Incorporated in Cork, which is good. That tells us where he worked, what he did, and also it tells us a little bit about his background. Now, we are talking about exactly what did he do. So, when writing up your CV, again, I want you to understand that you need to use keywords. Keywords are things that helps us identify what you have been doing. In Henry's case, he did take inbound and outbound calls and emails from customers. He answered on Apple products, advised on what products they are offering, and also escalating to level 2 when needed. This tells me exactly what his responsibilities were in his job, which is fantastic because then I understand that this guy had done a customer service job for quite a while. Henry here added his achievements. 100% CSAT for Q3. CSAT is a customer service term. It stands for customer service satisfaction. And 100% is nearly impossible, so that is a great achievement. And for a whole quarter, that's 3 months. That's even more impressive. So, it is impressive to the point where I'm intrigued and a lot of other people would be intrigued as well. Now, we're writing up a very bad work experience at the moment. I want to show you what a bad experience looks like so you can identify, understand, and utilize this to your best behavior, the best thing to understand that sometimes writing a whole novel is a bad thing. Especially in today's world where recruiters are using software that are looking for keywords. Sometimes your CV won't show up because it can't find the keywords, it just finds a wall of text. Remember that a wall of text is never a good sign. It is a very bad thing unless you're writing a novel, but you're writing your CV, you're writing about yourself, you're selling yourself. Therefore, I recommend always be good and try and write keywords. I really wrote a very short one as well. There's a reason why I wrote a short experience for a month. I'm going to explain that to you later on. But have a read through. Is this easy for you to read? Do you follow what this person is trying to say? Because I certainly don't, and I wrote it. I can't follow by my own things. So I highly don't recommend doing this. Instead, research your keywords. I'm marking this in red. This is bad. Let's delete it. Let's write it the proper way, shall we? So again, we are gonna write up a short-term work experience. Short-term work experiences are perfectly fine as long as you can explain why they are short-term. For some people, it is hard to find long-term work. It is hard to find long-term work in certain areas in the world. So therefore, we understand. We will always understand if you have a short-term work experience. It's no problem for us. We actually appreciate the honesty, and when you can explain the reason why, it's even better. Sometimes you can't really put your finger on it. That's fine, but be honest. Don't try and say, yeah, I worked there for 4 months, and when a background check is done on you, for instance, for any type of company, it shows that you worked there for 1 month. It reflects really bad on yourself. Try and stay as honest as you can, and also try and explain in your own words why you left. Like in this case, it was a temporary contract. Temporary contract it ends when it ends. Like in this case, it was a month, which was very short, and it was with Telecent, which probably is a company that probably went bankrupt. Who knows? I haven't heard of them. Maybe you have. I just made them up purely for example reasons. Now, in education, again, very important that you pick up what is your latest experience of working to you first. That said, however, we don't want to see that you attended elementary school or you finished the mandatory school from 1st to 9th class. That's irrelevant because everybody does that. What is relevant, however, if you just attended high school and you stopped on high school, that's relevant for us. Because that shows that you entered the workforce instead of taking an education, and you might have valuable experiences that we can avail of. Now, in Henry's case, he have a bachelor's in communications from the University of Paris. He studied communications with an emphasis on international business, which is great. Like, short, sweet, to the point. This is what I would like to see you writing up. I don't need to know every single subject that you did. I don't need to know your thesis, all of those things. All I need to know is that, is this a bachelor's degree? Yes or no. Is it a master's? Yes or no. Can you prove it? Yes or no. That's everything I need to know. However, if you didn't finish school, that's perfectly fine too. Some people can't finish school. I am a university dropout myself. I didn't finish university. I didn't even pass first year. And here I am as a recruiter. You see, sometimes it's entering the workforce. Sometimes your experiences that you have is more valuable. But it's all up to you. Now, I'm writing a really convoluted sentence here. It's very hard to understand. It's very hard to read, even for a native English speaker. I'm not a native English speaker. It is very hard, and of course, with longer sentences comes the higher chance of spelling mistakes. I would rather you make shorter sentences, not sentences at all actually, just put bullet points, and do spell check. Spell check is a good thing. But in this case, I don't understand what I've written, so I'm going to put it in red and say, no, this is bad. Let's not have it in our CV. Nobody's going to read that. Let's delete it and let's start over. We're starting over with another subheader, but this one I'm calling skills. In your skills, I want to put in any skill that is relevant for yourself, what you've done. If you are, in this case, we need a Microsoft Office. If you are skilled in that, just put it in. Put in Microsoft Office. Not everybody is skilled in it. Everybody has used it at one point, but if you can show that you have used it, use it. Now, also, effective communication is a good thing to put in your CV. If you're a good, effective communicator in both written and in oral form, then you're golden. but try and stay away from what I'm trying to type here. I was trying to figure out what is the worst thing I can put on the CV, and I ended up just writing people and then stopping, and then deleting it, and then trying to figure out, okay, how can I make it more convoluted? And I decided, let's not. I'm not here to show you mistakes, I'm showing you how to make a good CV. So instead, I added CRM tools. CRM tool are customer relation management tools, which something called SAP, others is called Salesforce, whatever internal tools that you use. If there is a tool that you know, put it in. Now, I want you to separate your skills from your languages. The reason why is that we deal with multilingual recruitment. We need to know which languages you speak. Always put in your native language first, and if you speak English on a fluent level, put fluent level. Don't put advanced. Advanced sounds to us like, okay, I can probably be better than a tourist, and that's it. You don't want to come off as a tourist, you want to come off as a savvy business person. The same, if you're putting in that you're a beginner, it's not okay to put in the CV because it's irrelevant. It doesn't show any relevant skills. It shows that you are willing to learn, which is great, but don't put it in your languages as skills. If you want to put in Spanish or any other languages you're learning, put it under hobbies. I didn't put in hobbies here because for Henry here, he's a very boring person. He doesn't have any hobbies. He working is 24/7 as a joke, but Henry here don't have any hobbies. But put them in if you feel like it. If you don't, this is a perfect acceptable CV. The CV here is straight to the point. It shows all the experiences that you have done. It shows also your contact details, keywords is optimized towards the position that you're applying for. So hopefully this video was very helpful for you, and best of luck searching for your new job, and we shall see you around. Hopefully I will speak to you. If not, well, best of luck for your future, and hopefully I will see you back here later on. If not, then best of luck.